Okay. Hopefully this works. Alright, so, yo, honestly, like, this is impromptu. Like, I put up that Snap story today, and then I just started thinking about all this shit. And I was like, so a lot of my life, I've always felt like good people were overrated. Not overrated. They were taken advantage of, or like I felt like good people deserve more than they actually got in this world. And what I realize now is not that that's not true, but like, just because you're a good person, you don't deserve shit just because you're a good person. Like, that's basically what it, like, that should be the standard. You know what I mean? Like, that's, growing up, I was like, nah, like, that's, like, everybody should be like, yo, you're a good person. Like, no, like, you don't get a pat on the back for being a good person. That's what, like, my whole life I used to think that. Like, that was my whole, like, thing. Like, nah, like, people don't appreciate good people. So I had this mentality I was going to be the best person ever to everybody because I got to show everyone. But it's like, no. Like, are you a good person because you want other people to say you're a good person, or are you genuinely trying to be a good person? And if it's all genuine and authentic, then the reception, the reaction around it should be irrelevant. You know what I mean? That's why I said you don't deserve shit for being a good person. If you're only a good person because you want the world to think you're good, like, then you're not, I think you're a bad person, but I don't know. You're not as good as you should be. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, that's why I feel like you don't deserve shit. Because then it's not about the morality of being a good person. It's about the reception, the reaction. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm like, no, you don't deserve shit. Nobody owes you shit. Just because you fucking decided you want to do somebody a favor, that's on you. So if you only doing the favor so you can get X, Y, and Z, you probably shouldn't do it. Like, because, like, you're giving yourself, I don't know, you're setting yourself up to be disappointed. But it's like, my nigga, they didn't put a gun to your head and say, help me. You know what I mean? So if you offer help, understand, like, not everybody holds themselves to the standard that you do. Don't knock yourself. Don't, like, feel guilty, but understand that not everybody holds himself to the standard that you do. So, like, no, you don't deserve a pat on the back for being a good person. You should be. That's just some shit you should do. You know what I mean? And follow the people that follow that code. Because I promise you, those people will make you feel appreciated for being a good person. So you already got the blueprint from motherfuckers to stay away from, you know? But, like, that really wasn't the point of this video. But it just had me thinking, because after I was going through my archives the whole day, right? Not the whole day, but got out of the gym and I was just bored and I was just scrolling, finishing my, like, protein shake and shit. And then I saw that and I started dying. Because it was just like, it would have made more sense if, like, we had beef. Like, there was actually beef back in the day. Like, oh, I bullied him. I was probably the one nigga in high school that never bullied this nigga. Like, that's what was so funny about that interaction. It was like, and it was so long after high school. Like, bro, like, this is like 7 years, nigga. What the fuck are you talking? Like, we don't talk. Like, yeah, bro. Like, it was so, like, at first I thought it was a joke. I'm like, oh, maybe it's beef. That's why I didn't respond with, like, negative energy and I was like, oh, this bitch is serious. And then it was just like, then I low-key started to get sad because I was like, wow, like, people are really this pathetic. And what this video is about is because I feel like this is some shit that we don't, as individuals, like, I get it. You know, they say there's this, narrative phrase out there, you're not supposed to compare yourself to others. And I get why people say that. But that's bullshit. Let me tell you why. You shouldn't always compare yourself to others. I agree. You shouldn't be, like, living your life comparing yourself to others. I get that. That shouldn't be your whole thing, looking at other people and seeing where you are. But don't underestimate the power of comparing yourself to others. Because right there in that moment when he said all that shit, he had no idea what I was going through. I had no idea what he was going through. He had no idea. I could have been suicidal that day, and he said that shit to me. He had no idea. And he gave two shits. He didn't care. He didn't give two shits about anything that was going on with me, right? And I'm sure he was probably in his phase too, trying to, you know, better himself and you know, build his confidence and be better. And I'm doing the same thing. But we had two different paths. Why? Because he felt threatened that a nigga doing the same exact thing that he is doing, I just have more confidence in it because I posted a fucking photo. And he didn't. So now his insecurity and who he was had to come out and say some shit. And this is why I say don't underestimate the power of comparing yourself to others. It's because there's a lot of times, it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody's been through some shit. Everybody. And in these moments, when you don't succumb to that adversity, when you don't let the fact that it feels like life is telling you like you nothing, you ain't gonna be shit, you're never gonna get anywhere, and you never let that shit drop the standard of your character and become a motherfucker like Kevin in that moment, that's some shit that you compare yourself to and pat yourself on the back for. When I feel like we don't do that enough, like I know there's so many moments that people in this world have been through shit and you never let that shit change you. You never became that pathetic of a motherfucker that I'm just gonna go on the internet and attack some random dude that I haven't talked to in years just to get a glimpse to make myself feel a little bit less insecure. And we do that shit all the day. We face these traumas, these adversities all the day. And these other motherfuckers, they can't stand that shit. They can't handle it. And they break. But you didn't. You know what I mean? You in med school. You got all these, you trying to figure out how to pay for med school. You trying to figure out this. You're going through relationship problems. You work, kids, whatever the issue. And you held yourself up to this standard. And that's the one thing that I feel like my parents did the best job of. If that's one thing that I'll always take, like the quality I feel like maybe the best of things is that shit right there. No matter how effed up life can be, no matter how bad things are, never forget your integrity. Never forget your integrity. Because that's a moment he'll never, ever, ever. Bro, first off, I got a screenshot of it. So whether he wants to forget it or not, it will always be there. And I'm not trying to not say like you can't make mistakes, or I've never had moments of low where I done things bad. That's not what this is about. I don't want to make it seem like you can't make mistakes. But like I said, there's also the reality of not everybody makes the same mistakes. Not everybody fucks up the same way. And you could have had the same tools, everything could have been the same for you to do exactly what that piece of shit did in that moment. But you didn't. And that's some shit that I feel like, you that dude, bro. You're that girl for that. Because half of these people in this world, when it comes to adversity and tough things and pushing through, it be breaking them. And not just in ways that you cry and said, that's not breaking. That's reality when shit goes wrong. You're sad, you're depressed. That shit ain't breaking. Don't tell yourself you're broken because you're sad because life sucks. No, you're not broken. When you end up doing shit like that, that's when you're broken. When you start losing your integrity as a person, as your character, the way you, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just the standard he wants to live. But I don't believe that's most people. And you didn't break character and you held yourself up when you could have been lower. Nah. You know what you should do right now? I don't care who you are, girl, guy, whatever you love. Yo, you want some food? Go and buy that shit. Go buy your favorite food. Go and get your nails done. Go and get that cut. Go and buy those fucking shoes. It doesn't even have to be money. I don't even care. I don't even know what it is, bro. Like, today I was like, you know what? you're gonna do some shit. You're gonna cheat yourself today. Because don't ever forget, you could have. Honestly, you probably should have. You had every right to. Nah. Not even on some like arrogant shit, I'm too good for that, but yeah, on some arrogant shit, I'm too good for that. And that's why I feel like it's not wrong to compare yourself to others in certain situations. Because like I said, he had no idea what I was going through. And I didn't either. And I could have done exactly what he did. Brought him down for that little moment, but why? Because that's probably what he wanted from me too. Because that's essentially, that's why I tell people, stop calling people racist and insulting and homophobia, all these. Don't even waste your time going back and forth insulting these people, bro. It's not worth it. They are. It's going to show themselves. If you're racist, you're homophobic, you insecure, all that, I don't need to tell you. Bro, y'all can read the whole interaction. I didn't say not one word. Okay, I did say he was pathetic. But, like, I didn't say nothing about, like, I mean, I was just judging action. That was pathetic. This is what it is. I ain't saying who he was as a person. I said that shit was pathetic. And it was pathetic. So I'm going to keep saying it. You know? So it's like, not like sometimes I feel like we hold back certain energies because we don't want to be that. And I was like, I don't want to, always not live in the negative. But like, that doesn't mean you neglect the shit. You know what I mean? And call the shit out when it's there. But honestly, like, I know a lot of people that's been through some shit, and I think sometimes we forget, and it's good to look back, not to focus on the bad side of it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, I love the fact that I did find this, because it's it ain't got shit to do with him. It's about me, and I love the fact that I upheld myself in that moment, because everybody, you want to just, you know what? You know what I mean? But it's like, nah, I don't need that. Like, I really don't. And everybody handles shit differently. So I don't want to be like, oh, you got to do it this way because I did it the right. Nah, I did what was right for me and what made me feel better long term. Because if I would have looked back and I would have been, oh, you fat mother, like, today I wouldn't have been as happy reading that shit as I am. I love it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, nah, remember, bro. Nah, these people ain't built like you. These people are not built like you. They have not been through what you've been through, baby girl, and the way you've upheld yourself through all that shit. Nah. They don't. And it's like, I don't know if it's like broke people advantages or like non-rich advantages or like growing up struggling. Like, I feel like that mentality, not that like rich people don't know how to like power through adversity, but I don't know, it's a different I feel like low class and middle class people know what I'm talking about, like being in the just everything nothing's going right, and you have to uphold that standard of who you are, and you just want to cuss everybody out you see, and you know what I mean, but I can't, because this random person didn't do shit to me. They ain't did nothing to me. They ain't did nothing to make my life suck. So why am I going to project that energy onto them? For what? And a lot of people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do that. And I feel like the people that do, like, yo, don't forget that. Pat yourself on the back. That's some shit you should pat yourself on the back for. Not just being a good person, but the fact that you had a whole bunch of adversity in your face, and you see every day people that succumb to their adversity, and you didn't. Nah, don't forget that shit. That's what I mean. Like, I don't. Not that I don't feel like rich people have, but it's a different kind of like been through shit. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that's. I think that's about it. But yeah, man. Like, I was just like, nah, I think I gotta make this video. Like, I think I've been protecting people, feelings and shit. And it's like, nah, man, just speak the truth. Like, speak the truth.